Well, tonight I'm going to be reviewing Hitman Agent 47 because you know video game movies are always exist. In Hitman Agent 47, the second attempt to adapt the popular game series of the same name, we see our legendary assassin team up with a woman to help find her father and uncover the mysteries of her ancestry. Alright, so what are my thoughts on Hitman, Judgment Day, Hard, Refueled, Transporter, Terminator, 80s sequel? Well, it's hard to kind of put into words. I really do hesitate to say it's a good movie, but it's certainly not a bad movie. I'd like to think the people that made the Hitman reboot are pretty self-aware. I mean, this movie is cheesy as fuck. It's like bathing in 80s cliches, and there's all these one-liners, and they've got to be on the joke. Like, it has to be intentional. They don't put lines in a film like, you're already dead, you just don't know it yet. You don't sit there and write that and be like, yeah, this is serious. That's witty dialogue and banter. People say that. I will say the movie's a lot of fun. It's really cheesy, it's really doofy, it does not follow the games really at all. But I feel like most people will enjoy it. I actually think you're going to enjoy it, honestly, more if you didn't play the games, because you're not coming in with a preconceived notion of what this is supposed to be. So you're one of the 3 people who saw the 2007 one, which, I gotta be honest, I actually never saw it. I didn't even bother because it didn't look good. But there are a handful of things that really, really bother me about it, so let me get those out of the way. I'm going to put on my nerd hat right now. And I'm probably going to lose a good amount of the 3 people that watch these reviews because of how much of a nitpick this is. Okay, so Agent 47. What do you picture when you think of Agent 47? Bald, white guy with a barcode on the back of his head. I cannot fathom why they didn't actually shave the actor's head. I feel like he's got a decent physicality. He looks enough like the guy. You know, he's got the blue eyes. But there's like stubble. Why is there stubble there? I literally just kind of wanted to just shave the actor, which is probably one of the weirder things that I've been compelled to do in a movie, but I really wanted to shave that dude's head. It's just such an iconic thing of the character. Changing the race of the Human Torch does not matter, because there's nothing about him that dictates what race he has to be. But, just not shaving the dude's head, it's one of 3 fucking character traits that he's known for. I don't know why you didn't do it, and it really doesn't make sense when you see the final shot in the movie, which I'll save that for spoilers. I'll get into that later. That and the barcode, too. I didn't like the way the barcode was on. They made it look like it was almost like scar tissue, like it was like a brand as opposed to an actual tattoo barcode. It didn't seem like a necessary change, and it was just I don't know why you would do things to set yourself further apart from the source material. Whatever. But on to the positives. So, like I said, very goofy movie. It's actually quite funny. I'm pretty torn as to whether or not I feel like people should watch the trailer for this movie, because it does a bunch of things like the Terminator movies, and I'll explain this in a minute. So, itchy nose! Sorry. So, the opening of the movie is Terminator.
You want to tell me what's happening now?
The man you're looking for, his name is Peter Aaron Litvenko.
Who is he?
Your father. I don't know much. Only that he's a geneticist, an expert in human biogenetics, who spearheaded a program of experimentation.
What kind of experiments?
The kind that created killers. They engineered human beings by targeting and enhancing specific genes. The resulting subjects were stronger, faster, more intelligent than normal people. They were called agents.
What does any of this have to do with me? Why do they want to kill me?
He turned it around. He brought us back from the brink. His name is Connor. John Connor. Your son, Sarah. Your unborn son.
Like, not with time travel, but it's Terminator in the sense that, like, you have Zachary Quinto and his eyebrows show up, and he's like,
I know you don't have any reason to trust me, but you're in danger.
and the movie really sets it up that he's the good guy, and he's saving this chick's life, and they really build up Agent 47 as a bad guy. I'm like, oh, this is kind of like a cool thing. Or it would be a cool thing if I didn't already know that Zachary Quinto was the bad guy, because I've seen the trailers, and it spoils it. And, like, it wouldn't be a big deal if they got that out of the way early in the movie, but it's like a solid, probably like 20 minutes into the movie before they do the old switcheroo and you realize that the real good guy is Agent 47. Good guy, but, you know. And it's funny because Terminator Genesis just did that. Only what they did, I think, is a lot worse. I mean, blowing their load to John Connor's Terminator literally robs all of the tension from that whole sequence when he got shot. But listen, I could sit here and bitch about Terminator Genesis for a long time. I'm gonna not do that. So yeah, it starts off, and it's cool because they actually mix like Terminator 1 and Terminator 2, because, you know, if you didn't know what was gonna happen in Terminator 2 going in, like, if you didn't see a trailer, you didn't know Arnold's the good guy this time. So, like, I like the whole switcheroo thing. It would have played better if it wasn't in the trailer, but what are you gonna do? But then they get liquid metal involved in the funniest way. So Zachary Quinto, not a spoiler, this is in the trailers, he has subdermal liquid metal injected into his body so he can get all shot up and stabbed and shit and be fine, which is totally absurd.
Pretty crazy, huh?
And reminiscent of not only Terminator, but that other, what's that guy? Oh god, it's like wombat or something. I don't know. It's some type of animal. It starts with W. It's got the 3 claws. Oh god. What is it? I don't know. It's probably not important. But yeah, I mean, it's very similar to Wolverine, which normally I wouldn't like bat an eyelash at, except for the fact that the guy who wrote this movie also wrote X-Men Wolverine Origins, a movie which for all intents and purposes didn't happen. And it's intents and purposes, not intensive purposes. If you say that, you're a fucking idiot. Education. Drop some knowledge on you. Sorry, I'm really aggressive when I, do these. I've got issues. But back to the thing. So it's weird that he wrote that, and there's obviously the whole adamantium skeleton, and I don't know, it feels like a lot of ideas are kind of derivative and recycled from other things, which normally I'm not a big fan of. But it kind of works here just because this movie is not taking itself seriously. So I hesitate to say I give it a pass, but I'm more willing to kind of let some shit slide since it is just a silly, just fun, ridiculous movie, honestly. So for those of you who are fans of the game, which I gotta be honest, huge fan of that game series, up until Blood Money, honestly. I did not like Absolution. It was way too linear for me. I don't know. But I gotta flat out honest, it's not like the game in tone or anything. Like, there's a couple of brief moments that do kind of capture the game, because the game is not humorless. Like, there's a great scene in one of the trailers where it starts in a bathtub, and then it pulls out, and you can see the guy's rubber ducky, and then it pulls out a little further, and you see a toaster in there. And there's some great little bits during action sequences that get a little more Hitman-y or Hitman-ish, where he's using the fiber wire, but he's immediately dragging the body, and he's changing outfits. So they work some of that in. But by and large, I mean, the Hitman is just not a franchise where you're running and gunning. I mean, you can do that, but you're a really shitty Hitman. You're not. It's called Silent Assassin, not I'm gonna run through and fire 2 guns and leave 45 bodies behind me, Assassin. That would not fit on a box. But I understand that it's a movie, and that maybe that doesn't necessarily make for an entertaining action movie, so, concessions have to be made. All in all, I would say watch the trailer. The trailer is a fantastic indication of exactly what you're getting into. Like, the trailer puts it out there. It's like, listen, this is what it is. We've got helicopters crashing in buildings. We've got cars getting harpooned, which is very similar to a sequence in The Wolverine, which is funny. I wonder if the writer saw that and was like, well, fuck you. I didn't get to I didn't get to write that one, so I'm going to steal that idea and put it in Hitman. What? Which is a little bit of a petty thing to do. You can pretty much tell from the trailer whether or not this is going to be a thing that you're into. Now, just getting back to like the tone of this movie, there's a point at the end where an action sequence is happening, and it's decently pretty. Like, they're in this all-white building, which is awesome for when like the blood is spattering, and I shit you not, they start playing like surf rock music, and it's so doesn't work in the best way. Like, it's kind of hilarious. And Zachary Quinto, my God, that man is having fun. I mean, he's chewing scenery like it's a dead woman's body in American Horror Story Season 2. Spoiler alert for Aegis Season 2. So I gotta be honest, going into this thing, I was super concerned because I like to do a little bit of research before I see a movie, especially if I don't know all that much about the production of it. First-time director Alexander Bach. It's a weird fucking way to spell Alexander, but whatever, more power to you, it's Hollywood. And as I mentioned before, one of the writers is Skip Woods, who wrote a bunch of bad movies. I mean, X-Men Wolverine Origins, A Good Day to Die Hard, and that got me super nervous. And it ended up not being like that big of a deal. Like, I liked the 80s cheese that was going around, but it got me thinking, like, why do those movies suck? And like, it works here, like, it's fun. And honestly, I think the reason is that those other films are sequels and prequels. They basically have an established tone. Like, they're part of a greater whole. So it just doesn't jive with what we see. Like, when we see Wolverine walk away from a helicopter explosion in slow-mo with his leather jacket and his gorgeous hair, you're like, what the fuck's going on? And just the entirety of the last Die Hard movie, it's just like they're fucking superheroes. Whereas this, I mean, it's a reboot of a thing that most people don't know about, and it's an adaptation of the video game, so it's like, I don't think anyone's really expecting a truthful adaptation of this. So you can kind of just do, like, whatever you want. Like, you know, it doesn't have a pre-existing tone. Like, this is a single entity that can do whatever it wants, and if it wants to be a cheesy as fuck 80s spoof almost, like straight-faced parody, then yeah, it's allowed to do that. So, final thoughts. It's not an amazing movie. It's not even a great movie, but it's a fun movie. It's a movie that, like, you can go see with your friends, maybe have a drink or two, and just laugh with it and occasionally at it. Like, I don't think that anybody didn't know what they were doing when they signed on this project. Like, it's silly. It's just silly. But you'll have a good time, probably. So, spoiler alert from here on out. Nobody watch this today or tomorrow if you don't want to have it spoiled for you, because it's not out yet. So, as I was saying before, there was something that really bothered me about how they didn't have his head shaped. Okay, so there's like this... The ending of the movie is really fucking weird, because there's like one ending and then there's like a mid-post-credit stinger, because universe building. So the first thing is, they set up like midway through the movie that the Hitman agency was sending like another hitman to finish the job. Agent 47 couldn't do it, so Agent 48 comes up and, oh my god, he comes in at the last frame of the movie and he looks exactly like Agent 47, except his head is cleanly shaved. And I was like, well, wait a fucking minute. I understand the idea of making a distinction between the two of them because you want to be able to show that they're different even though they're the same person. Why would you make the anti-Agent 47 or whatever he's supposed to be, or like this future antagonist, look more like the video game character than the main character of the film? It's just a weird move. And then fucking Zachary Quinto, who gets electrocuted in a really silly type of way because metal subdermal skin thing, he comes back with all white hair and like darkish gray skin because that's how electrocution works now, apparently. I guess it's better than coming back with like weird veiny blue skin and no tooth gap anymore. But it was just a really weird note to end the movie on, which I guess works because it's a weird, silly movie. I don't know. Like, I gotta be honest. I just saw this like 2 hours ago. It's not a movie you want to think about. Like, you really don't. Like, the more you think about it, the more it really doesn't make any sense. Like, it is the epitome of just like popcorn, just stupid fun. Some things that I did like that it did, and these are, all spoilery things, is it did kind of fuck with your expectations a little bit. Like, it knew what the tropes of the 80s action movie was, and it would set some things up and pay them off in the most absurd way. Like, Zachary Quinto has this obsession with, like, one-upping the Hitman, and he's like, it's not enough for Zachary Quinto to beat Agent 47. Agent 47 has to tell Zachary Quinto that he's better.
47, you are a legend.
I'm better.
And there's this other great fucking part where it's early on when we think Zachary Quinto's the hero, and he gets the girl, and they're in the car, and like the driver, we just get introduced to the driver, and he's literally like mid-sentence saying how like, don't worry, like, I'm gonna get you out of here, and he gets shot in the fucking head by Agent 47. Oh, yeah, just funny stuff. There's some weird shit in the beginning, too, where, like, the individual scenes are set up fine, but the connective tissue between those scenes, like, the transitions are just weird and really, like, just, they're just jarring. Like Zachary Quinto, like, they just finish an action scene, and Zachary Quinto's walking with her, and I shit you not, Agent 47 just fucking walks out behind them. They're like on a busy city street. And Agent 47 just like pops out. He's not even running. He's like, oh hey, chasing you still. As if like now they're gonna be quiet about it. They just had a fucking shootout in the subway and like had a very poorly edited action sequence where they were fighting each other, which my god, some of the CGI in this movie is atrocious. But it adds to like the funny cheese factor. And it's just like, now we're gonna pretend like, and it's just such a weird cutaway because he's just like, Zach Quinto's like, okay, we gotta get out of here, and then it just cuts and they're out of there, and it's like, well, wait a minute, how did you could just run away? That's all you had to do. Just lightly jog away from Agent 47, and you'll be fine. One more thing, this just irked me a little bit. The girl in this movie, she does a good job. She's fine. But I'm not exaggerating. I think she cries 8 times in the movie. And she's not a weak character. Like, she's actually decently competent. Like, she's not one of those, like, oh, she just knows how to fight. Like, she's a pretty intelligent character. And, like, none of the scenes were, like, felt cheap or unearned. Like, every time she cried, it was more or less justified. It just seemed a little excessive. Like, the 8th time, it's like, god damn, girl. I get it. You're sad. Chill. It's only it's only a 96-minute movie. That's a lot of crying to be doing. So yeah, I mean, listen. We're moving in the right direction. More than half of what was in that trailer was actually in the movie. I'm looking at you, Fantastic Four. My god, you people shit the bed. Which is funny because it's the same studio. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Hitman Agent 47. Goofy. Silly. Just go in with the right mindset. Don't go in expecting a serious thing. Tell you what, you know what? I'm going to do something that I've never even done before. I'm going to advise you to watch a different movie if you want to see a movie that's really, really, actually, genuinely, like, badass, and it's about a hitman, go pick up John Wick. John Wick is a fucking awesome, awesome movie. And in lieu of watching Fantastic Four, you can watch, I don't know, watch Paint Dry. You could watch Grass Grow. You could watch an Algonquin man pour syrup onto a series of calico cats. do whatever. I don't care. I don't judge. Except for you. I'm judging you, Eric. I saw that. Put that back.